Hi, everyone. Happy March. Welcome to the first deep dive of the month. It is Monday, March 6th, and we're going to get ready to get started here in just a couple of minutes. I do want to start out by introducing myself. Whoop, I have my live going on my phone. I know you all are used to seeing Dave or Kate up here, so just in case you don't recognize me, I'm Jessica. I am the Learning and Development Specialist at KCM, and I'm usually behind the scenes for the deep dive, moderating the chat. You might recognize my face. I know I pop on at the end and ask questions, but I am actually going to be your guest host for the deep dive today. So I'm super excited to be here with you. This is my deep dive debut, so hopefully this will be helpful for you all. Dave is actually down in Florida with Tom Ferry's roadmap tour. So I think he's going to be in Miami, Orlando, a couple different places this week. So if you're in the area, definitely say hi. Go ahead and say hello in the chat while we give folks a few minutes to hop on. I've got something super exciting to share with you all today. If you saw the little promo video, we're going to be talking about how you can leverage your brand new spring buyer and seller guides. If you're a KCM member or you've been following us for a while, we talk a lot about the importance of incorporating data and insights into your marketing efforts. So you can provide that context to your clients about what's happening in the market. And your brand new spring guides are a great way to do that. The guides are most definitely one of my favorite pieces of content that we give to you all. So we're going to talk a few minutes about why we make the guides and then talk about the top ways that KCM members use them. But I will go ahead. I'm going to try to follow along like Dave does in the chat. He is a pro by now. So we'll see if I can pull up the chat and say hello to some folks following along. We always have people from all over the country joining the deep dive. So good to have everybody on with us today. And let's see, I can't get the chat going, so I won't spend too much time here, but we can go ahead and dive in. So your brand new spring 2023 guides were released just last Friday, and they're a great way to quickly and easily deliver value to your prospects and clients while also establishing yourself as the market expert they need. Most agents try to sell themselves when they're converting leads into listings, but in a shifting market like the one we're currently in, the most successful agents are the ones who lead with education. Being the knowledge broker your sphere needs is the best way to build trust and ultimately to build your business right now. So before we talk about the different ways that you can leverage your guides, I did want to touch on why we make the guides. So you know that it's more important than ever right now to have that relevant market opinion based upon facts. Dave and Kate talk to you about that all the time. To be able to look at the data, to understand what the experts are saying, and to be able to communicate that simply and effectively back to your clients, that's more important than ever before. They have so many questions right now. There's so much noise to sort through. So being able to get back to what the data is actually saying and really understand that is mission critical today. It's huge. And that's exactly what the guides are designed to do, to help you show your clients what's going on in the market instead of just telling them. So there's so much going on right now. I know we've all seen the scary headlines, and thanks to the availability of the internet, everybody's kind of got their own opinion on what's happening in the market. And that's causing a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty. I'm sure some of you are feeling that in your local markets as well. There's a lot of people out there wondering what's going to happen and wondering if it might be better to wait and see what the market does. It's your job to be prepared to address this fear and uncertainty and to be able to do so with the data and facts. So again, you can tell and show your sphere what's really happening right now. So let's take a look at how we can do that. And I did have one quote from a member up here. We're actually going to get to see an example of one of his guides, but this is from Lance Owens, an agent out in Hawaii, and he said this: "Having these guides gives me an edge over the big box brokerages. The professionalism of the guides makes me stand out, and I always introduce it as my marketing team helped me put this together," which I love, because that's what we are. We are your KCM marketing team. So your spring guides are packed with all of the expert insights and visuals you need to help answer the biggest questions that your clients or potential clients are asking right now. Your spring 2023 buyer's guide answers top of mind questions like what a recession would mean for the housing market, what's going on with mortgage rates, and what's happening with home prices. I'm sure you've all been hearing lots of those questions from the people that you're working with. And then the seller's guide focuses on answering questions like, should I wait to sell? Are buyers still out there? And the big one right now, can I still get a good price for my home? So the guides are packed with data and visuals that address these questions specifically and even more. And there are a ton of different ways that you can incorporate your spring guides into your marketing strategy. But since we only have a limited amount of time on the deep dive, we're going to focus on the top 3 ways that members use their guides. So number 1, customizing and localizing. And we're actually going to get to see a pretty cool example of this. And if we have time, maybe a 2-minute live demo. Number 2, utilizing the lead capture widget provided to you by KCM. And number 3, creating engaging print materials. So the first option up here, customizing and localizing, is huge. Even though your seasonal buyer and seller guides already come pre-branded for you on the front and back covers, did you know that you can take this one step further and fully customize these guides to fit your overall marketing needs? Whether that means swapping out the front cover of a guide for one that's local to your market, or adding in a personalized letter to your prospective clients, you can do all of this within a matter of minutes using PowerPoint. And this is another quote from Lance. We're going to see his guide in just a second, I promise. But he said, "The freedom to personalize it is by far the best thing about it. Not only do I have my photo and my contact information on there, but I also have the ability to really customize the guides to my area, Hawaii, primarily by adding in local graphs alongside the provided national graphs." So this is actually an example of Lance's Winter 2023 Buyer's Guide. And you can definitely see he's from Hawaii out there. He's got lots of pretty scenery and photos to include in his guides. You can see he swapped out the image on his front cover for a photo from his local market, showing off what winter in Hawaii looks like. I can't say that I'm not more than a little bit jealous. And then you can see he's made some other minor changes to the cover. He changed up the formatting at the top, removing some of the color blocks and the title text. And then you can see he's even added in a QR code at the bottom that redirects back to his website. And then on the page after his cover, Lance added a little about me page that I really love. Not only did he incorporate another really pretty local picture, but this also just provides more insight into Lance and how he serves his clients. So Lance is obviously in a market with some very pretty outdoor scenery. So you can tell he does a great job of incorporating those local pictures throughout, but he also does a great job of incorporating some of his listing photos throughout his guide. And then towards the end there, Lance actually added an entire page dedicated to talking about the data and trends in his market specifically. Again, doing an awesome job of adding in those local insights. So again, this is the winter guide, but I'm super excited to see what Lance does with the spring guides that just came out. All right, option number 2, utilizing your lead capture widgets. So KCM also gives members built-in lead capture options with their guides. On the website homepage hosted for you by KCM, which everybody gets, you can share your guides via the lead capture pages in order to collect prospective clients' contact info. So you can choose which of your guides you'd like enabled on your page, whether you want just the buyer's guide, just the seller's guide, or of course you can have both. And you can actually use these lead capture pages on your existing website if you already have one. We have an example of a couple of members who have that linked to their existing website up there. And then another really great opportunity to share your lead capture options is by keeping them linked in your social media bios, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. I have an Instagram example screenshotted up here, LinkedIn, Twitter, just keep them linked in all of your bios. It's a great way to pique your audience's interest and also to provide them with something of value from the first point of contact. All right. My PowerPoint wants to work with me. Option number 3, and this might be one of my favorite ways. Another one of my favorite ways to leverage your guides is to make them into professional quality print materials. So this quote is from another KCM member, Jim Linville, who said, "I don't do an open house without the buyer and seller guides. They've helped me pick up both buyers and sellers. They love the handouts." And I actually have a couple of screenshots up here from examples for members of using their printed guides. And an open house or an in-person presentation is a great opportunity to make a good first impression. And showing up with these professionally designed guides that are actually relevant and relatable to your clients, while also being personally branded to you, is a great way to set yourself apart from the competition. They look professional, they offer immense value with market insights, and they answer the biggest questions that your clients have about the market this spring. Good marketing is about being original, offering something unique, and giving clients a reason to trust you. And your guides are a great way to achieve all of that. So these examples up here are from two different members. On the left is an example from Karen Flores. She has a lot of Spanish-speaking clients, so she has the guides printed in Spanish and brings them to her open houses, which I love. And then on the right is another example of a printed guide from Adam Waxler, and that picture's a little bit closer up, so maybe you can see it better. But you can see he's gone in and had the guides printed on nice, high-quality paper, and again, also brings those and just keeps a few copies at his open houses. So these are only a few of the ways that you can leverage your spring buyer and seller guides. If you're a KCM member, we have a training resource that gives you like a million other ways that you can use your guides. So you can find it linked right at the top of your buyer and seller guides page. I'll show you where that is in just a second. All right. And live demo time. I think we do have time for a live demo. So give me 1 second. I'm actually going to hop into the member area. And so if you're not a KCM member, this will be a little sneak peek into what the member area looks like. Right now, I'm in the training center. I'm already logged in. I am going to go over here, and I already have it pulled up so we wouldn't have to wait for anything. But within your member area, over on the left-hand side, you can see that buyer and seller guides tab. That's where you come to access all of your buyer and seller guides. And I did want to show you what it looks like to edit one of these in PowerPoint. So again, I downloaded this ahead of time so we wouldn't have to wait for anything to load. But if you notice this green edit button next to any of your guides, that's where you can edit in PowerPoint if you want to fully customize and localize your guides. So minimize that one more time and bring up my brand new spring seller's guide, which you all should be able to see now. And I just wanted to give like a super quick demo just so you can see for yourself how easy it is to come in here and localize and personalize these. So you can adjust the colors in the guide, you can adjust the font, the size, the color, the shape. You can swap out graphic images. And of course, I was like, my Zoom controls are a little bit in the way of this. Give me 1 second. But you can swap out graphic images to make them match your own local market, whether you have those in a file or you can search through stock images as well. And then I also wanted to show you within any of the charts or visuals within your guides, and this is also true for your market update resources. If you click on the guide or the chart within PowerPoint and then hit edit and select data, this is actually going to open an Excel spreadsheet. And of course, it opened on my other screen. Give me 1 second. But this is going to open an Excel spreadsheet that allows you to go in and actually adjust the values and the data sets for yourself. And when you do this, it's going to automatically adjust the chart as well. So this is a super cool feature. I know Lance mentioned talking about that local versus national and going in to edit this chart data to be able to show the difference between what's going on nationally versus what's going on locally is a great way to do that. So just wanted to show you all exactly how easy it is to come in here and edit your guides. Give me 1 more second to get back into my PowerPoint. And here we are. Okay. So with spring just around the corner, there's no better time to revamp your marketing strategy with your brand new buyer and seller guides. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go and download your new guides. You can do it right now. They're in your member area. If you're a KCM member, I just showed you where you can go and download them. If you're not a member yet, we would love to have you. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial to access the spring guides, as well as all of the other features and benefits included with the KCM membership. You can go to trykcm.com/guides and to sign up for your free trial and to download your guides today. But that was all that I have for you all as far as a presentation goes. I will go ahead and pause for a second to see if there are any questions that I could answer.
Hi, Jess. We have a few questions, but I think we only have time for about one, so we will reach out directly with the responses to the rest of the remaining of the questions.
Awesome.
Travis Hansen would like to know, will our photo and contact details auto-populate?
So Travis, that's a great question. And yes, let me actually go back into, so the guides come pre-personalized for you on the front and back covers. That's going to include your photo, your logo, your branding information. KCM does that for you, right? So let me make this bigger really quickly. And you all can see, this is an example of my guide. This is the PDF version. So this is not one that I've gone in and edited. This is how it was given to me via KCM. So you can see my photo, logo, and contact information down there. And then if I go all the way to the back page, this is going to be that information. And you can come in here if you're a KCM member, you can adjust the format, you can adjust which settings or which information is displayed on this page as far as your contact information, et cetera. So again, this is pre-done for you. What I showed you was just going in and adding in some additional customizations and localizations, but hopefully that answered your question. And Whitney, was that it?
I believe that is all we have time for today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, thank you all for joining me for my deep dive debut. I was a little bit nervous, but very excited to spend the past 15 minutes with you all. Please join us back here next week where either Dave or Kate will be back with your regular market update. But I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday and a great week. Thanks, everybody.